Michael, you just want me to go, or sorry to interrupt. You want me to go, or do you want me to wait for your cue?
No, that's okay. I think start at 4. So.
All right. Well, it's 3:59. Okay. Well, here we go. It's 4 o'clock right now.
The Yolo High Wheelers, we're honored to now be a part of this community. We welcome all of you to the High Wheelers community here at Dobbins Stadium. Wait for whenever the signal is.
Yeah, agreed.
Hold on.
And a pleasant good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Yolo High Wheelers baseball from Dobbins Stadium here in Davis, California on this overcast afternoon. It's the visiting Boise Hawks and the hometown Yolo High Wheelers. Game 4 of the 6-game series, and so far the High Wheelers are 3 for 3 in this set, an 11-0 win yesterday, a complete game 3-hit shutout for Cameron Rapetti, the first 9-inning complete game for the High Wheelers this year. So the High Wheelers have won 6 in a row and 9 out of 10 and come in with a playoff-worthy record. That's right, Yolo and Oakland are both tied for second, one game back, both teams one game back of Boise. So Yolo has only Boise and Oakland left to play in the regular season, and they are competing with those two teams for a playoff bid. So the High Wheelers right there. Boise 46-35 overall, 21-12 in the second half, but the Hawks have lost 6 straight games in 7 of 10. Yolo 43-36 overall and 20-13 in the second half. Pitching matchup today for Boise, it's a man who leads the league in wins and he leads the league in ERA. It's Mike Peterson who gets the baseball. 9 wins, 6 losses. His ERA is at 4.3. For Peterson, who is from the Northwest, out of Pullman, Washington, and he'll be opposed by the Chicago area native, right-hander Brandon McPherson, a 4-1 record with a 5.38 ERA for the High Wheelers. And for McPherson, this will be his 14th appearance/start this year. All right, we're going to send it down to the field for the anthem, and then after that, we will have the starting lineups for you on YouTube Live and Flow Sports. The national anthem here this afternoon. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the visiting Boise Hawks and their manager Gary Van Tol. Again, Boise in the overall scheme of things, 46-35 and 21-12, still holding on to a first place one-game lead over Oakland and Yolo in the second half of the Pioneer League slate. Leading off playing left field is Michael O'Hara. Micah Yonamine hits second and plays first base. Troy Viola is the third place batter and plays third. Nick Klimp does the catching, hits cleanup. The shortstop is Trevor Minder, and he bats fifth. Hitting sixth and in center field is Noah Marcello. In the seventh slot, playing right field, Tyler Jorgensen. The designated hitter, hitting eighth, Tyner Hughes, and rounding out the lineup at second base, batting ninth, Max Young-Goldberg. On the mound today for the Boise Hawks, the right-hander Mike Peterson. Again for Boise and manager Gary Van Tol, it's O'Hara, Yonamine, and Viola. Klimp, Minder, and Marcello. Jorgensen, Hughes, Young, Goldberg, and the righty Peterson on the hill. For the Yellow High Wheelers, winners of 9 out of 10 and 6 straight. Second half record is at 20-13. Overall mark at 43-36. For Billy Horton's crew, Braylon Skinner leads it off in center field. Batting second at shortstop, Raylan Marine. Braden Blackford bats third at third base. The cleanup batter is the left fielder, Jose Gonzalez. Alejandro Figueiredo hits fifth at first base. The right fielder bats sixth, and he's Tanner Smith. Kirkland Banks bats seventh at second base. Ethan Bates, that's right, normally we see him on the mound, but this is his first start of any sort professionally. He's the designated hitter, batting eighth. And Edwin De La Cruz does the catching and bats ninth with the right-hander, Brandon McPherson, on the mound. Skinner, Marine, Blackford, Gonzalez, Figueiredo, Smith, Banks, Bates, De La Cruz, and the righty McPherson on the hill, the yellow lineup. Here we go as the first pitch of the ball game from Brandon McPherson to Michael O'Hara is a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. And we're underway at 4:06 on this Friday afternoon from Yolo County. The 0-1 pitch, and O'Hara swinging a miss on a fastball. Strike 2, 0-2 the count. Coolest conditions we've had probably all season. 74 degrees here at the game time as O'Hara swings and misses strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. The game's first batter, and Michael O'Hara facing the 23-year-old Brandon McPherson, who's 0-2, is outside ball 1. And the count is a 1 ball and 2 strikes to O'Hara, who opens matters today at 278. He has 1 homer, 21 RBIs. Outfield around to the left as McPherson's 1-2, and O'Hara takes way outside ball 2. And the count's at 2 balls and 2 strikes from McPherson, mentioned 23 years old, 6'3", 225 pounds, out of North Aurora, Illinois. Again, that's the Chicago area. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, from the belt, even with nobody on, he makes the pitch, and that's fouled off left side toward the Boise dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Michael O'Hara. O'Hara 1 for 4 yesterday. 2 hits in the series. So 2 for 14 to the first 3 games as the 2-2 pitch outside ball 3. And the count is now at 3 balls and 2 strikes to O'Hara. McPherson, a 4-1 record, 5.38 ERA, 14th appearance for him. All have been as a starting hurler. The kick in the 3-2. And that's lifted high down the left field side foul. And the count remains at 3-2. McPherson, a no decision in his last start. That was last Saturday at Grand Junction, game 1 of a doubleheader. Yolo won that game 7-6. Huge hole in right center, and the kick in the 3-2. O'Hara swings and taps this one toward third. Charged on the grass by the third baseman Blackford, and he'll throw across to Figueiredo at first. And O'Hara is out to open the ball game. So 1 down here in the first inning. So that was an 8-pitch at bat right there. So good news is McPherson got O'Hara. The bad news is it took him 8 pitches. So 1 away, and now it's Yonamine who comes up at 347, 23 homers, has a team-high 93 RBIs, and McPherson delivers, and that's all the way to the screen. Ball 1, a ball, no strikes from Brandon McPherson, who has been with the High Wheelers all season. Four-seam fastball, curveball, changeup, and a slider for McPherson, who's 1-0 pitch, and Yonamine, a home run cut and a miss. And that is strike one, and the count is at a ball and a strike. So Yonamine, no score. Top half of the first inning. Outfield now straightens up. Fairly deep for Yonamine, the 1-1. And that swung on and lifted high to center field since Braylon Skinner drifting back, and he'll be there in front of the track to make the catch. And Yonamine is retired. 2 out. Top of the first inning, no score, and now Troy Viola comes up. Mentioned Braylon Skinner back out there today, and I know I mentioned yesterday that he wasn't in the lineup. And I will admit I should have researched it during the game yesterday, but I did some research about it yesterday after the game, which I'll share with you in a moment. Now it's Viola, and he takes a breaking ball for a strike at the knees, 0-1. Skinner, by not playing yesterday, was his first game off since game 2 of a doubleheader here on July 10th. The kick in the 0-1, and Viola chopper back a third. It's a fair ball, playing the big bounce Blackford, long throw across to Figueiredo in time as one third baseman grounds out to the other. Meanwhile, it was the last time Skinner had a day off. You got to go back to June 15th at Northern Colorado. So not counting the every week Monday off day, first time that Skinner had a day off from a game where there was a game in over 2 months. Nothing across for Boise after half an inning. Boise nothing. Yolo coming up on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. On the mound for the Boise Hawks as we go to the bottom of the first inning is the right-hander Mike Peterson. No score in bottom of the first inning. Yolo and Boise. Peterson, 6'5", 215 pounds. And he is 26 years old. Played his college baseball at Western Oregon. Braylon Skinner leads it off, and Mike Peterson's first pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike one. And the count is a no balls and one strike to Braylon Skinner. Then it's Marine and Blackford. No score, and the 0-1, and Skinner takes low ball one. And the count is at one ball and one strike from Peterson to Skinner as Braylon swings, and a tapper on the grass toward third. Ranging far to his left, Viola gloves the ball, and he'll throw across to Konamine at first, and out is Skinner, and that is the first out here in the bottom of the first inning. Skinner coming in at 297. He has 7 home runs and 42 runs batted in. And now it's Braylon Marine who will come to the plate, third in the Pioneer League in hitting at 395. Marine, 8 home runs. He has 61 RBIs. 11 hits over his last 6 games as Peterson's pitch is up and in, ball one. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes to Marine, who was 1 for 4 with an RBI and a sacrifice fly yesterday. And facing Mike Peterson. So again, here he is, the league leader in wins with 9. League best ERA at 4.3. The 1-0 to Marine. Breaking ball taken for a strike on the inside corner. And that moves the count to 1 ball and a strike. With the game no score, bottom of the first inning, Yolo and Boise. The kick on the 1-1. And Braylon made a motion to the pitch and went around. Strike 2, 1-2. Which reminds me, I haven't given you the umpires yet today. They are people too, so why don't we introduce them in just a moment. The windup in the 1-2. And Marine swats one in the air, foul right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Calling balls and strikes is Bill Shortridge. He is the crew chief. Jim Richens is the umpire at first base. And the umpire around at third is Perry Barber. The 1-2 on the way. High fastball. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Marine chased that one well out of the zone. And he is out. First strikeout for Peterson. So 2 down. We are still looking for the first base runner for either side this afternoon. No score. Bottom of the first. And now here is Braden Blackford. 4 RBIs yesterday, which matches a season high for him, meaning in one game. 331, 12 homers, 53 RBIs. He had a pair of 2-run singles. As Peterson's pitch, and that's a strike called on the outside corner. And the count is at 0 balls and 1 strike. With the game no score, bottom of the first, Yolo and Boise. Peterson out of the windup in the 0-1. And Blackford a late swing and a miss, strike 2. So 0 balls and 2 strikes. Again from Mike Peterson, who played 3 years at Western Oregon for the Wolves. The kick on the 0-2, and Blackford grounds this one. Big bounce off the mound, but to the shortstop. Minder moving to his left, up with the ball, and he'll throw to Konamine at first. And Blackford is out. So each team goes 1, 2, 3 in the first, done with 1, no score. Yolo and Boise on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. On to the second inning on again this overcast afternoon, but as hot as it's been all summer here in Davis. And I was walking in my car after the game last night, and it was actually cooler and breezy, and boy, this is really nice. And then today, even though you don't really see the sun right now, certainly is a nice, comfortable day for a game. Nick Klimp leads it off, no score, and Brandon McPherson's pitch. Ground ball hit sharply to third. Gloved by Blackford, who was on the lip of the grass. Nice play there, and he'll throw across to Figueiredo at first. And Klimp is out. 1 pitch, 1 out. Top of the second inning, no score. Yolo and Boise. So Klimp, who's had a pretty good series. 292 coming into today overall. 4 homers and 31 runs batted in. I say pretty good series. I'll be a little more specific. 6 hits, a pair of 3-hit games in each of the first 2 games of this series. But he has retired now. It's Minder, and he looks at a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. As McPherson again works out of the set, even with nobody on base. The 0-1 pitch, low ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. 309 for Minder. He has 1 home run, and he has 12 RBIs. Nothing, top of the second inning. So far we have seen a combined 7 batters. Nobody has reached base yet. The kick in the 1-1, and Minder swings and drives one to center. Back is Skinner, and he'll be there easily to make the catch. So 2 up and 2 down. Top half of the second inning. It is 0-0. Yolo and Boise. Boise managed by Gary Von Toll. He is third base coach. And coaching over at first base, a man we have seen in a reserve role in this series is either a late inning defensive replacement or a pinch runner, Patrick Marino. He's over at first. Now it's Noah Marcello who bats. 0-0, top of the second, and he takes inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Marcello, 292, 5 homers, 42 runs batted in. No score here, top of the second inning. Outfield medium depth straight away. The windup and the pitch. I say the windup, he's going from the set, but general term right there is that's poured in for a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. I guess I should say as he lifts his left leg, but generally speaking, it's called a windup. The 1-1 ground ball past the third baseman Blackford and on to left field. That is a base hit for Noah Marcello. First hit, first base runner for either side today. And if that's the case, most of you could probably figure out it's a 0-0 game. Top half of the second inning. So Marcello at first, and again, he's got good speed, a team high 23 steals. He's been caught 4 times. And now it's Tyler Jorgensen at 234, 2 home runs, and he has 50 runs batted in. So now McPherson will work for the first time with a runner on. Marcello at first, and the pitch, and Jorgensen a late swing and miss at a fastball strike, 1-0-1. McPherson mentioned a no decision in his last start, game 1 of that doubleheader at Grand Junction last Saturday. He worked 5 innings in that game. The 0-1 here, and that's a strike called on the outside corner, 0-2. 5 innings, allowed 5 hits, 3 runs all earned. No walks, he struck out 5. Pitched 4 times, started 4 times on that last road trip. The 0-2, and Jorgensen swings, and he pops it up foul left side. No balls, 2 strikes, it remains with the game no score, top of the second inning. Yolo and Boise. So McPherson started 1 game at Oakland, started at Rocky Mountain, started at Northern Colorado, and then had that game 1 start at Grand Junction. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-0. Marcello leads at first. And McPherson sidestep offering, and Jorgensen takes that one low, ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And McPherson won 2 games on that road trip. When Yolo went to Oakland about a month ago, High Wheelers dropped 2 out of 3 in that series, but McPherson was the only winning pitcher for Yolo in that set. The 1-2, and that swung on, ground ball, right field, base hit. Marcello was on the pitch, on his way to third, ranging far to his left, Smith, and gets the ball back in. Marcello took a big turn at third, and then I don't know if he slipped or purposely just slid to slow his momentum. The throw came all the way through to the plate from the right fielder Smith to the catcher De La Cruz. So Marcello goes to third. Jorgensen has a single. And now a 2-out threat for the Hawks with a game no score, top of the second inning. Yolo and Boise, and now Tyner Hughes will come to the plate. So Jorgensen, just a second hit of the series. He's now 2 for 12 through the first 3+ games of this set. So now Hughes comes up. 269, 4 homers, 31 RBIs. Jorgensen 14 steals this year. He's been caught 3 times. And McPherson just threw over to first, and Jorgensen back safely with a dive with Figueiredo there to take the throw. So that's the first disengagement for McPherson. Now delivers, and Hughes waves weakly at a slider and misses strike 1. No balls and a strike to count to Tyner Hughes, capital Tyner. Guy that can really play all over the diamond, but is the DH today. First year of pro ball for Hughes. Runners at the corners. And Tyner takes, and that is outside for a ball from McPherson. 1-1 strike. Second year in the Pioneer League for McPherson, who played for Billy Horton last year at Billings, was 3-0 there for the Mustangs. Ball and a strike with 2 out. And Hughes swings, and he grounds this one toward third. Sliding stop by Blackford, throws across, but that will not be in time. Tough play right there. Coming in to score is Marcello. Up to second is Jorgensen. And Hughes on the infield single makes it 1-0 in favor of Boise. So Blackford been busy over at third base today. He fielded successfully 2 ground balls in the first ground ball here in the second, and then had a single get past him, although that single by Marcello was a tough play anyway, and then Hughes hits this ball to Blackford at third, and again, that was a tough play. So a run home here in the second for the Hawks, first and second. Now it's Young Goldberg, and he looks at a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. RBI for Hughes is his 32nd. So 3 straight 2-out hits after McPherson had set down the first 5 today. So no balls and 1 strike to count to Young Goldberg. And the pitch, and that is in the dirt, and now taken off for third and making it safely there with a slide after the wild pitch is Jorgensen. Hughes holds it first. Not a great throw from De La Cruz, and Braden Blackford did a good job because to pick that ball. That gets past him. There's no doubt Jorgensen scores right there, and then Blackford picked up the ball, and then as you'll often see a third baseman do, or an infielder do to try and deke the runner, he'll look all over the place like, hey, where's the ball? Where's the ball? And of course, he's got the ball right there, but Jorgensen not fooled by that. So it's first and third with 2 out on the top half of the second inning. 1-0 Boise. So the Hawks, who were shut out yesterday, will not be shut out today. Young Goldberg, 247. He has 1 homer. He's got 21 RBIs. Now Hughes, the runner at first base, 6 steals this year. He's been caught once as McPherson throws over, and that's his first disengagement of this plate appearance. Figueredo there to take the throw, and Hughes back safely. 1-1 strike. And the pitch, and Young Goldberg takes, and that is in the dirt, and now Hughes sees that, and he goes to second on the wild pitch. Jorgensen holds at third. So back-to-back. You know, you hear the term wild pitch, and you think, well, gee, a pitcher's wild. He's throwing the ball to the backstop, and he's throwing it, way in the dirt and way outside and all that. I mean, these are just pitches that, De La Cruz has been able to block and keep around the plate, but the runners have advanced, and those go as wild pitches. 2-1 here is outside ball 3-1. So now this means a couple of things. No force available anywhere. And a base hit to the outfield could mean 2 runs. Count to Young Goldberg is at 3 balls and a strike. So Jorgensen at third, Hughes at second. And the 3-ball, 1 strike pitch. And that's strike 2 called, and Young Goldberg would like that challenged. And it's been confirmed as a strike. So the count is at 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Max Young Goldberg, the 24-year-old out of Palo Alto. So 3 balls and 2 strikes, and the High Wheelers did a challenge, but the Hawks lose the challenge. So 3-2 the count with 2 out. Runners at second and third. 1-0 Boise. Top of the second, and the 3-2 pitch. That's hit in the air, foul down the left field line. And we'll try it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So because of the 21-game road trip, McPherson, and I guess you could say that about just about any high wheeler in terms of playing or pitching, hasn't pitched here since July 23rd, so it's been exactly a month since McPherson has pitched here. But as I said, the team was gone for 3 weeks, so that's, understandable. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count with 2 out. Jorgensen's at third. Hughes is at second. 1-0 Boise. Top of the second inning. Outfield well around to the left. And McPherson's 3-2, and Young Goldberg takes off the plate. Ball 4. Now the High Wheelers would like that challenged. And that has been confirmed as ball 4. So each team challenged within that plate appearance. and each team was unsuccessful. So now 4 straight two-out batters have reached, and the bases are loaded. And now for the second time this afternoon, Boise will go to the top of its order for the left fielder and Michael O'Hara, and this will bring out Yolo pitching coach Jerome Williams, who takes a slow walk to the hill. So we've come to an early crossroads. Obviously, if McPherson can get out of this first inning, then all's well. Only 1 run given up. But O'Hara, Mitch, has only had a couple of hits in this series, and away he is due. And he will come up here. So Williams, who Jerome normally wears that black sweatshirt regardless of how hot or cool it is. And having a word with the plate umpire, Bill Shortridge, as they walk back from the mound together toward Jerome toward the first base dugout, and Shortridge toward home plate. So now it's O'Hara, again the top of the Boise order for the second time. It is 1-0 in favor of Boise. O'Hara grounded to third to open the game. So runners lead at every base. Big hole in right center. Outfield around to the left in the pitch. O'Hara swings and he pops it up. Shortstop side of the diamond, and in shallow left, the shortstop Braylon Marine makes the catch. So O'Hara pops to Marine, the shortstop, and only 1 run scores in this second inning. So a run on 3 hits, no errors, and Boise leaves the bases loaded after an inning and a half. 1-0 Boise leads Yolo on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. One nothing Boise, moving along to the bottom half of the second inning. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. And Jose Gonzalez leads it off. And Mike Peterson's first pitch is slapped to second base, right at young Goldberg up with the baseball. And he throws to Konamine at first, and Gonzalez is out. So Jose coming into today in the league lead in hitting. Jose is 10th in the league in hitting at .365, but he is out there, 1 down. So Gonzalez, Figueredo, and Smith. By the way, Gonzalez, to go along with that .365 average, does have a team high in homers and RBIs. He has 17 and 70, respectively. So now it's Alejandro Figueredo, and he looks at a pitch on the corner for inside corner for a strikeout on 1. Mitchell Gonzalez with 70 RBIs. So does Yolo's Bobby Leday. So Gonzalez and Leday tied for the team high in that department. The 0-1 pitch hit to second base. Another chance for young Goldberg. Knocks the ball down this time, but plenty of time to pick it up and throw to Konamine at first. And Figueredo is out. So other than 1 strikeout, the 4 outs that have been where the ball's been put in play have all been ground balls so far for Yolo. Quickly 2 out, and now the right fielder Tanner Smith comes up with a 1-0 advantage for the Boise Hawks, bottom of the second. Figueredo, by the way, coming in His Yolo number's 307 with 3 homers, 22 RBIs. Now Smith bloops one down the left field side, foul 0-1. 288 for Tanner, 9 homers, 44 RBIs, 4 hits yesterday for Smith, including a walk out of the leadoff spot. That's right, Tanner, for the first time this year, hit leadoff with Braylon Skinner having the day off. And I touched on this yesterday, but Smith has hit pretty much just about everywhere in the order. But first time he had hit leadoff. Mike Peterson, 3-quarter windup in the 0-1, and Tanner takes outside ball 1, a ball and a strike. So Smith hitting 6th today. And that's along with either 6th or 7th. That's pretty much been where Tanner's hit this year. Swings here, slaps this one toward first. Far to his right, Konamine tosses it high, and Peterson, the pitcher, leaps high to grab the ball. And still in time to step on first ahead of Smith. And Tanner is out, so Konamine, the first baseman, wasn't a great toss, but Mike Peterson showing his leaping ability there at 6'5", 215 pounds, able to leap, grab the ball, and still able to touch the bag at first for the out. Second straight perfect inning for Peterson. We go to the third. 1-0 Boise leads Yolo on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. One nothing Boise. We go on to the third inning. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Micah Yonamine leads it off, and Brandon McPherson's first pitch. And Yonamine looks at a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Yonamine, Viola, and Klemp, 2, 3, 4 to face McPherson, who was very lucky to only allow 1 run in that second inning. The 0-1, and Yonamine takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Boise had 4 straight 2-out batters reach. They had the bases loaded with a run in and had the top of the order up for the second time, and O'Hara ended up popping to shortstop to end that second. So, yeah, at least ending the top of the second inning. Unfortunately, we don't have the scoreboard up and running on Flow Sports, but it is 1-0 in favor of Boise. The 0-2, and Yonamine takes outside ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Maybe I'll just make up the score. I mean, nobody's really going to know the difference, right? I mean, I've been known to do that anyway over the years. Maybe I'll say it's 31-5 in favor of Yolo. The 1-2 pitch outside ball 2-2. Speaking of that, Oakland did lose last night at Northern Colorado. They lost in the knockout round. I think it was 5-5 through 9 innings, and Northern Colorado got them in that knockout round. So that's what happens when you score 26 less runs the night before. You're likely going to lose. The 2-2 pitch, and Yonamine swings when he pops this one up. Foul ground, first base side. Figueredo will run out of room. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1-0 Boise right here, top of the third. So, because of Yolo's win yesterday, and obviously with Yolo winning, Boise lost, and because of Oakland's loss yesterday, you wake up today, and guess what? The Yolo High Whalers are tied for a playoff spot with the Oakland Ballers. Each team tied for second, both 1 game back of Boise. The kick on the 2-2, and that's grounded toward short. Far to his left, Marine up with a baseball, and he'll throw across the Figueredo at first. Nice stretch by Alejandro. And Yonamine is out. 1 away. Top of the third inning, a run, 3 hits, no errors for Boise, nothing across for Yolo. And now it's Troy Viola who comes up. So about a week ago, Yolo was 7 back of a playoff spot, or at least 7 back of first place. Remember, you only need to get into second place for a playoff spot. But Yolo was back of 7 back of first place Boise. Well, Yolo's won 6 in a row, and Boise's lost 6 in a row. Now it's Viola who takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. And Oakland had just won 5 in a row up until last night. No balls, 1 strike. Viola again grounded to third in the first inning, and he made a motion to pitch, did not go around, ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and 1 strike with a 1-0 advantage for the Boise Hawks, top of the third. So as I said, now including today's game, 15 more to go in the regular season. 1-1, Viola rips this ball in the left center, a base hit. To his right, the center fielder Skinner up with the ball, and Viola will stop at first with a single. So 1 on, 1 out. Hit number 4 now for Boise. It is 1-0 Boise. Top of the third inning, and now Nick Klemp will come to the plate. Third hit of the series for Viola. So now Klemp bats. He is 0 for 1. He grounded to third base in the second inning. So Viola at first, being held on by Figueredo. 1-0 Boise, and Klemp rips one foul up along first, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. So Missoula is also 1 back of second place, but remember, Missoula's already clinched a playoff spot. Doesn't mean they can't also clinch one in the second half, but if they get the second spot, then it would go to the team with the next best overall record. So it could be Yolo, could be Boise, could be Oakland. The 0-1 pitch, high fastball, swing and miss, 0-2. Missoula finished first in the first half. Glacier finished second in the first half. So Missoula and Glacier are already in the playoffs. So you have 3 teams right now fighting for 2 spots with, again, including today, 15 games left in the regular season with Yolo, Boise, and Oakland. The 0-2. Strike 3 called, inside corner, and Klemp caught looking, and that is the first strikeout for McPherson. So 2 down. Viola holds at first, and a 1-0 lead for the Boise Hawks. And now Trevor Minder will come up. He flied to center field in the second inning. But that's what's fun is that Yolo only plays Boise and Oakland the rest of the way. Now Minder swings, and he flies one toward left center. And to his left about 10 feet is the left fielder Jose Gonzalez, and he'll be there to make the catch. So Minder is out on a fly ball to left. 1 hit, 1 left. On to the bottom of the third. It stays 1-0 Boise leading Yolo on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. 1-0 Boise leading Yolo on. We go to the bottom of the third. Again, tomorrow and Sunday, both will be a 4 o'clock Pacific time YouTube live feed and Flow Sports feed. So 4 o'clock Pacific the next 2 days for YouTube Live and Flow Sports. And hopefully we'll have a chance to see you at the ballpark as Yolo is making a push for the playoffs. Kirkland Banks leads it off. And the first pitch of Mike Peterson is high ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 perfect innings so far for Peterson. So it's Banks, Bates, and De La Cruz. The 1-0, and Kirkland is swinging a miss at a breaking ball. And the count is at 1 ball and 1 strike to Kirkland Banks. He comes in at 279, 7 homers, 36 RBIs. Peterson, 3-quarter windup in the 1-1. Foul to the screen, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes from, again, Mike Peterson. We've touched on the fact that here's the guy who leads the team leads the Pioneer League and wins. The windup in the 1-2, and he swings. Does Banks and lines one in the center field, a base hit. So Peterson left that ball up, and Banks, who was hitless yesterday, the only high-wheeler not to get a hit of the starting players. So he has a leadoff single, first hit, first base runner for the high-wheelers. And now here is Ethan Bates. That's right, so Bates, I know he was 0 for 1 yesterday as a pinch hitter, but a two-way player. And I talked to Billy Horton about that, as Bates, who put up great numbers at Louisiana Tech this year offensively, takes a strike on the outside corner. No balls and a strike to Bates. 1-0 Boise here in the bottom of the third inning. So Bates at the plate with Louisiana Tech this year. Hit .337 with 15 homers. He had 74 RBIs, the 0-1. And he pops one up foul left side, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. And mentioned 15 home runs. 3 of them came in 1 game. A 3-homer, 6 RBI game May 4th against New Mexico State. No balls, 2 strikes to count. So, again, I talked to manager Billy Horton about how he's going to use Bates. Banks at first in the 0-2. And Ethan swings and a ground ball toward short. And it's going to skip under the glove of the shortstop Minder and on to the left field. That'll be a base hit. His first professional hit for Ethan Bates. As I can see, the Yolo first base dugout calling for the ball. It's picked up by the Yolo operations director, A.J. Crapo. So Banks to second and Bates on at first. And it's first and second now for the catcher and Edwin De La Cruz. It is 1-0 in favor of Boise, bottom of the third. And now De La Cruz has his first plate appearance of this series. First appearance really of any kind. Did not play the first 3 games. As he pushes a bunt up on the grass, first base side, nicely done. The pitcher Peterson has 1 play. And that's the Onamine at first. So that is a sacrifice. 1-3. So the runners advance. So up to third base goes Banks. Bates to second. So 1-3 on the sacrifice bunt. Nice job there by De La Cruz. 1-0 Boise. And now for the second time this afternoon, Yolo will go to the top of its order for the center fielder Braylon Skinner. And he takes low and in from Peterson, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. So the middle infield's back. They'll concede the tie right here. 1-0 Boise, bottom of the third inning. Skinner grounded to third base to open the Yolo portion of the game. But anyway, Bates, when I talked to Billy Horton, he says, you know what? We got a pretty deep bullpen right now, and we could use Bates offensively. The 1-0, swinging a foul to the screen, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Billy Horton told me that Bates started taking some batting practice when we were in Grand Junction. And, again, we've talked about his really good offensive numbers in college as a two-way player. And why not give him a shot here professionally to swing the bat? The 1-1 pitch, outside ball 2 from Peterson. So the count's now at 2 balls and 1 strike with a 1-0 advantage for Boise. Bottom of the third inning. Peterson's had one appearance on this road trip. Lost that game in Oakland, the 2-1. Swinging a foul to the backstop, strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That was a 3-0 loss at Oakland August 17th, Peterson's last start. Went 7 innings, allowed 7 hits, 3 runs all earned. Walked 2 and struck out 6. Well, Skinner obviously trying to at least get a ground ball past the mound here. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch. Swinging a line drive foul left side to keep the at-bat alive, 2-2. So despite his 9 wins, he's lost his last 2 starts / appearances. His last win for Peterson, August 6th at home against Billings. So 2 balls, 2 strikes the count with 1 out. 1-0 Hawks. Banks at third, Bates at second on the 2-2. Well, it's called a ball just off the plate. Boise's going to challenge. And it's been confirmed for strike 3.
After review, the pitch is overturned to a strike.
And it's been overturned to strike 3. And understandably, Skinner kind of shaking his head right there. But that's the way this challenge system goes. So it's a big strikeout. And Skinner unable to at least tie the game. Second strikeout for Peterson. Well, now you have Braylon Marie coming up. Needless to say, Marine, kind of guy you want up in this spot. Third in the league in hitting coming into today at .395. So runners lead at second and third. Still 1-0 Hawks, bottom of the third. And Marine takes a strike on the inside corner from Peterson. No balls and 1 strike. Now Peterson, who was a Wolf at Western Oregon. Marine, who was a Wolf at Newberry College in South Carolina. The kick in the 0-1. And Braylon, a big swing tapper, foul up along third, strike 2. So the count of no balls and 2 strikes to Marine, who coming into today in this series is 8 for 13. He's hitting .615 in this series entering play, with 2 doubles, 6 singles, and 3 RBIs. 4-hit day here of the first game of the series on Tuesday. Runners at second and third, the 0-2, and Braylon a swing tapper, foul up along third. And the count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Again, 4 o'clock start Pacific time each of the next 2 days. We'll start the YouTube feed and the Flow Sports feed. 0-2 the count, with Banks at third and Bates at second, and the pitch. And Marine just stays alive. Had to go down and just tap that one foul to the backstop to protect. So no balls and 2 strikes to Braylon Marine, second team Pioneer League All-Star shortstop, midseason All-Star. Well, .395 entering play today. 0-2 the count. Rests that bat just over his right shoulder and the pitch, and he fists this one foul to the backstop. And the count remains at 0-2 with the third baseman Braden Blackford on deck. So the game Peterson lost, not faulting him, but just saying that's the first of the 6 straight losses for Boise on this road trip. 0-2. He delivers from the set, and Marine swings, and he drives one toward right center field, and that's going to get up the gap. In to score comes Banks. Bates will as well, and Marine a big dive into second, and we are tied at 2. So a 2-run double for Marine. Give him 2 RBIs. So we are, I'm sorry, it's 2-1. Let me correct that. I had said we're tied at 2. It's 2-1 Yolo. Beg your pardon there. 2-1 in favor of the High Wheelers. Marine RBI 62 and 63. Certainly didn't mean to give Boise an extra run right there. So 2-1 in favor of Yolo. Yeah, eventually it was the center fielder Marcelo moving far to his left who got that ball. So double to right center field, 2-run double for Marine. Now it's Braden Blackford. And he takes outside ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, I said Marine, that's the guy you want. I guess you could say about a lot of guys in the Yolo lineup, but certainly Marine, the top hitter in terms of average on the team. Now Blackford swings to the 1-0 and pops it up foul. Left side strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Marine now a 7-game hitting streak. Marine also 5 RBIs now in 4 games in this series. So 2-1 Yolo. Bottom half of the 3rd inning from Dobbins Stadium. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch from Peterson. And that hits Blackford. Ouch. I think that got him right around the upper arm or just below the right shoulder. Exposed the pitcher for a left-handed batter. So it's 1st and 2nd with 2 out. 2-1 Yolo over Boise, bottom of the 3rd. And now Jose Gonzalez comes up for the 2nd time.
Number 23, Jose Gonzalez.
I'll certainly give Marine credit. How many pitches in that at bat for Marine? So 6 pitch at bat there. He fouled off a few 2-strike pitches. So now Gonzalez digs in. He's 0 for 1. And the pitch from Peterson, and Jose has got a 3-run homer in this series. Takes a strike on the outside corner. And the count is a no balls and 1 strike. So 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Yolo. A run, 4 hits, and no errors for Boise. The Marines at 2nd, Blackford's at 1st, and Peterson's pitch up and away, ball 1. And the count's a 1 ball and 1 strike from Mike Peterson. Again, went to school at the University of Western Oregon. That's in Monmouth, Oregon, not far from Portland. The 1-1. Ground ball foul up along first, strike 2. Well, the count moves now to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2 the count from Peterson to Gonzalez. Marines at 2nd, Blackford's at 1st. Outfield medium depth straight away, and the 1-2 swung on, and that's lined towards center. Marcelo going back, and this ball's over his head. The ball's going to go all the way to the wall. Marine will score. Blackford will score. Gonzalez digging for 3rd. He'll go in with a 2-run stand-up triple. 4-1 now in favor of the High Wheelers. So we've seen a 2-run double in the inning with 2 out. Now a 2-run, 2-out triple by Jose Gonzalez. Regains the team high in RBIs. Regains it from Bobby Leday. So Jose now with 72 runs batted in. And the pitching coach, Travis Blackley, will come out and settle down Peterson right here. 4 hits in the inning for Yolo. They have 3 of the 4 3 of the 4 hits you can have. In other words, 3 legs of the cycle. With a couple of singles. There's been a double, a triple. Now Figueiredo bats. So Peterson, who mentioned grew up in Pullman, Washington, and then went on to play at Walla Walla Community College in that state. Then went on to play at Western Oregon, a Division III program. Senior year there was 2021. Great Northwest Athletic Conference Pitcher of the Year that year was 6-0 with 3.31 ERA. So now it's Figueiredo, the 8th man to bat in the inning. So 4-1 now Yolo. Home half of the 3rd. Gonzalez at 3rd, and the pitch, and Figueiredo lines 1 foul left side, strike 1. And the count is at no balls and a strike. Peterson has also been an assistant coach at his alma mater, Western Oregon. Seen that a lot about players in this league. No balls and a strike. And Figueiredo takes, and that is low and in, ball 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to count from Peterson, who was with Boise last year, was primarily, not just primarily, was strictly reliever last year in 19 games, the 1-1. And that's flied toward right center field, but to his right, Jorgensen, and he'll get there in the gap in right center to make the catch. So Figueiredo flies to right, but this all started on the single by Banks. Then Bates single to left, his first pro hit. Marine, the 2-run double. Blackford hit by pitching. Gonzalez, the 2-run triple. 4 runs. There were 4 hits, no errors, and a runner left. We go to the 4th now, 4-1. Yolo leading Boise on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. We head to the top of the fourth inning, and a 4-1 Yolo lead over Boise. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. And Noah Marcello to lead it off. And the first pitch to Marcello, line center field, but Skinner is right there to make the catch. So Braylon Skinner was playing shallow. And one center fielder lines out, flies out to the other. So Marcello got the one-run second inning rally going. You can call that a rally. And scored the only Boise run, flies out here. So McPherson, after receiving a 3-run lead with which to work, says thank you for the first pitch out. One down, and now it's Tyler Jorgensen who will come up. And the first pitch to Jorgensen is outside, ball one. So 1 ball and no strikes the count to Jorgensen, who singled to right field in the second inning. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch on the way, and that's swung on and fouled to the backstop, strike one. So 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Jorgensen, who's 26 years old, played at Cal State Bakersfield, was a road runner for 3 seasons. One of those years, the pandemic year, for 14 games. The 1-1 is outside, ball 2. 2-1, but he's been a fixture in Boise. This is his 4th year with the Hawks. And for the most part, it's been an everyday player. All 4 years, just has been unable to get out of this league. Outfield around to the left and the pitch, and that's a strike call on the outside corner. And the count's now at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jorgensen. But as I said, 3 years for Cal State Bakersfield. Outfield medium depth straightaway. Hughes on deck, and now McPherson steps off the rubber. Four to one Yolo. Top of the fourth. And the pitch, and Jorgensen drives one foul down the left field side. And the count holds it 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jorgensen, who, while he was there, was a first-team All-Big West player at Bakersfield. And then also was in the Western Athletic Conference when he was with the Roadrunners. Swings here, line drive, center field, base hit. Ball picked up by the center fielder Skinner, and Jorgensen has a 2-hit afternoon, so he is 2 for 2. Hit number 5 for Boise, 4-1 Yolo. Top of the fourth inning. And here is the designated hitter in Tyner Hughes. But anyway, yeah, the Bakersfield originally was in the Western Athletic Conference when they went to play Division I. And then moved to the Big West, so of course, same conference as Davis. So now it's Hughes who swings and misses at a breaking ball, strike one. And the count's at no balls and a strike. Hughes, an RBI infield hit in the second inning. Small lead at first base by Jorgensen. Being held on by Figueiredo. 4-1 Yolo, bottom of the third. And the pitch, and that's very high and off the glove of the catcher, De La Cruz. That'll be a wild pitch. Jorgensen up to second. Normally when the ball hits the glove of the catcher, it goes as a pass ball, but this was one that was, the pitch was really high, and De La Cruz did all he could to get up there, and just the ball hit his glove, but the pitch was wild, so that is the third wild pitch allowed by McPherson today. So up to second base is Jorgensen. A ball and a strike to count. 4-1 Yolo, top of the fourth. And the 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. And Hughes lines this one to left, but Gonzalez is right there to make the catch. Hardly had to move for that one. So he's got it 2 out. 4-1 Yolo as the sun is making its way through right now. Again, it was overcast. It's been overcast all game and certainly pregame when we got to the ballpark, but sun making its way now past the clouds or through the clouds. Now it's young Goldberg, and he walked in the second inning. It is 4-1 Yolo. Top of the fourth inning. As McPherson ready to go from the set, deals. And that's down the middle, strike one. And the count is a no balls and 1 strike from McPherson, who played his college baseball at Northern Illinois University in DeKalb. It's about an hour west of Chicago. The 0-1 here, and that's inside to young Goldberg, ball 2. No balls and 1 ball and 1 strike. Actually showed a picture. I was at that baseball field, Northern Illinois baseball field. I think it was June of last year when I was calling a series of games in the Chicago area. Took a drive out to DeKalb. It'd been years since I'd been out there. And I went over to take a look at that ballpark. 1 strike pitch. Swing and a grounder. Foul along first 1-2. And the ballpark where he played in college at NIU is nestled right next to the football stadium where the Huskies play. So I showed McPherson a picture of my picture, I guess, and he was like, hey, there it is. Baseball field at NIU. 1 strikes the count. 4-1 in favor of Yolo. Top of the fourth inning. Lead at second by Jorgensen. Big hole in right center and the pitch. And that's popped up foul third base side. The count stays at 1-2 strikes to young Goldberg. McPherson and his Yolo teammates are in the white uniforms today. High wheelers in black with gold trim spelled across the front of the shirt. White pants, gold number on both sides of the shirt. Black cap, gold bill. And the High Wheeler logo on the front of the cap. Boise in the black tops, gray pants. Orange number on the back of the shirt. The 1-2 here, outside ball 2. 2-2. The Hawk logo, the big, I guess you could say the claws of the Hawk, the long nails gripping a baseball on the left side of the shirt. Gray pants. Going with the green caps. 2 strikes, 2 outs. 4-1 High Wheelers. We're in the top of the fourth. Jorgensen at second, the 2-2. Just off the plate. Now the High Wheelers going to challenge that. And it's been overturned to strike 3. And young Goldberg is called out on strikes as it turns out. Well, he's called out by the computer, but he is out. And that ends the top of the fourth. So a shutdown inning for McPherson, and that's his second strikeout. 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. 4-1, Yolo leading Boise on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning, 4-1 Yolo. Tanner Smith leads it off in the first pitch, grounded right to the first baseman, Yonamine. Up with the baseball, and he'll take the ball to the bag for the first out. So 3 unassisted right there, 1 up and 1 down. So it's Smith, Banks, and Bates. So Smith twice has hit the ball on the ground to the first baseman, Yonamine. Once it's been a 3-1, and the other time it's been a 3 unassisted. So now it's Kirkland Banks who got the 4-run rally started with a leadoff single in the third. And then scored on the 2-run double by Marine. And the Marine later scored on the 2-run triple by Gonzalez. Facing Mike Peterson, who deals. Swing ground ball to third. Up with it Viola near the bag, and he'll throw coast to coast to Yonamine at first. And Banks is out so quickly. 2 up and 2 down so quickly. 2 pitches here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 4 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the High Wheelers. A run, 5 hits, no errors for the Hawks. And now it's Ethan Bates White pants up to his knees for Bates, showing the thick black socks. Again, unfortunately, our scoreboard on Flow Sports is not working, but it's 4-1 Yolo. And now Bates takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. But yeah, we were mentioning earlier, I was mentioning earlier, Billy Horton, the Yolo manager, saying that he likely will use Bates as the DH. I'm not saying every day, but from time to time. I don't think this is just a one-time thing. 0-2, swing and a miss. Well, one swing and a miss, strike two. 0-2 the count. Peterson right back, and Bates swings, and he loops this one towards shallow left center. In and to his right, the center fielder Marcelo makes the catch. So about a 5-pitch inning for Peterson, if that, and that is it. And the High Wheelers go in order in the fourth. We go to the fifth, 4-1. Yolo leading Boise on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Moving along to the top half of inning number 5, it is 4-1. Yolo leading Boise. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Mention tomorrow and Sunday back at it, 4 o'clock Pacific time. We'll start the YouTube Live and the Flow Sports feed. Pitching matchup tomorrow for Boise, right-hander Braden Spears, and for Yolo, left-hander Brandon Mitchell. Michael O'Hara leads it off, top of the Boise order for the third time, and O'Hara bunts one foul up along third, strike one. 0-1 Sunday, we go right back to the Tuesday starters. For Boise, it'll be right-hander Luke Malone, and for Yolo, right-hander Ben Ferrer. And again, both games, we will start the feeds for you, audio and video, at 4 p.m. Pacific. O'Hara, Yonamine, and Viola to face Brandon McPherson. 4-1 Yolo, top of the fifth. And the 0-1. And O'Hara, a high pop-up foul left side, strike two, 0-2. So McPherson in the fourth inning was pitching with the lead for the first time today and was able to get a shutdown inning. O'Hara 0 for 2. He's grounded to third, and then he was up in the second inning in a big moment. Outfield well around to the left, the 0-2, and he bloops this one toward left, and that's going to get down a base hit. Gonzalez has to hustle to get to that ball and gets it in toward second. O'Hara thought for a moment was maybe going to really try and press the issue and go for 2, but with his team down by 3 runs, he'll settle for a leadoff single. And now it's Yonamine who bats for the third time. He is 0 for 2. 4-1 Yolo leading Boise. Top of the fifth inning. But O'Hara mentioned was up in a big spot in the second inning. The Hawks had a run in, had a 1-0 lead, and had the bases loaded with 2 out, but O'Hara swung at the first pitch and popped out to the shortstop of Yolo, Marine. Now Yonamine swings on a high fly ball toward left center field. Back and to his left to make the catch in the gap. The left center field gap is Gonzalez. And O'Hara back to first. So Yonamine, that's probably one of those where if he's playing in Boise or other parts of this league where there's high elevation, that's possibly a home run. I mean, he had a home run-like cut at the ball. Big swing and a high fly ball, but so we know there's not really a whole lot of carry here at Dobbins Stadium. One down. Now here's the other man that can hit the ball a long way, and that's Viola. who's 1 for 2. And the pitch to Troy is high ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes the count with O'Hara at first base. Being held on by Figueredo. 4-1 Yolo, top of the 5th. McPherson sidestep offering. Pitch taken high. Ball 2. 2-0. Mentioned Viola played a season at Purdue. (2022). Viola also went to San Jose State. We talked about that yesterday. But he's from the West Coast. He's from Bend, Oregon. Went to Summit High School up in Central Oregon. The 2-0 on the way, and that's low ball 3. And the count's now at 3 balls and no strikes to Viola, who, well, he was at Purdue, was a third baseman, and it's a couple of years ago. Started every game. He played 50 games at Purdue, started every one of them that year. The 3-0 pitch, and that's low ball 4. So O'Hara to second, Viola to first, second time he's been on this afternoon. And a 1-out threat for the Hawks with a 4-1 Yolo advantage. We are in the top of the 5th. And now the catcher, Nick Klemp, will come up. Face Brandon McPherson. Nick is 0 for 2. He's grounded to third. He has struck out looking for Klemp, who grew up north of Seattle in Everett, Washington. Outfield medium depth straight away. And McPherson ready to go from the set. Delivers, and Klemp takes, and that's low outside ball 1. And the count's at a ball with no strikes to Klemp, who played his college baseball at the University of Portland. So 1 ball with no strikes to count. Klemp not only was he an undergrad player there, but he also was a graduate player for the University of Portland, went to Cascade High School in Everett. But that was his primary position in college at Portland, was catcher. Ballpark there on that university, right next door to the Child Center where the basketball team plays. Lovely setup there at the University of Portland, right up there on the, they call the Bluff. So it's away from downtown, the University of Portland. 1 ball, no strikes. And McPherson delivers, and Klemp swings, rips one right up the middle, center field base hit. O'Hara rounds third, and he will score standing up, and it's now 4-2 Yolo. Moving to second is Viola. That's the 7th hit of the series for Klemp. So give him an RBI as the center fielder Skinner gets the ball in towards second. And now the possible go-ahead run comes up, and Trevor Minder. So the RBI for Klemp, that's his 32nd this year. So now Minder bats. He is 0 for 2. He's flying to center. He's flying to left. So 4-2 now High Whalers. And the pitch to Minder, low outside ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, not easy, really impossible to see if there's any action in either bullpen here from where we are. Yolo's bullpen down the right field line. Boise's same spot, but on the left side of the field. 1 ball, no strikes. So Viola at second, Klemp is at first. 7 hits now for the Hawks, the 1-0. And Minder takes, and that's a strike on the outside corner for McPherson. And the count moves now to 1 ball and 1 strike. Third baseman Blackford back of the bag, not far off the line. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, and that's low ball 2. So 2 balls and a strike. So I mentioned De La Cruz, the catcher today for Yolo. Angel Mendoza gets the day off. Mendoza, a big part of yesterday's game with 3 hits, a triple, and obviously a major part of why Cameron Rapetti pitched a complete game 3-hit shutout as well. The 2-1 here. Minder a big swing and miss, strike 2, 2-2. So Angel Mendoza calling a complete game shutout yesterday, and then on the other side of the ball having his first 3-hit game of the year, his first triple of the season. Mendoza hits in 5 out of his last 6 games, but gets a rest today. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count with 1 out. Viola's at second, Klimps at first. So 4-2 Yolo, and the High Wheelers have won a season high 6 in a row, 9 out of 10, and tied with Oakland for that second place playoff spot in the second half. The 2-2 here, swing and a miss, strike 3. Boy, like a slider there, and Mender, I understand, trying to protect that, but that pitch well out of the zone. And he is out. Third strikeout from McPherson, so 2 out. And now it's Noah Marcello who comes to the plate. Noah is 1 for 2, single and a run scored. And Marcello, 23 years old, 3rd year in the league. Is the pitch on the way outside, ball 1-1-0. Now I've talked about Marcello as a high school player in the Bay Area at Sarah High School in San Mateo. But this is his 3rd pro year. Was with Glacier in 2022, and then last year with Boise for 40 games. This year pretty much has been an everyday player for the Hawks. The kick in the 1-0, and that's outside, ball 2 to Marcello. 2-0 the count. Marcello, who went to Arizona Western College in Yuma, Arizona, a junior college there, and then stuck around the Bay Area to play at Skyline College, JC also in the Bay Area. As I just mentioned the Bay Area, and that's in San Bruno, just south of San Francisco, the 2-0. And that's down the middle, strike 1, 2-1 to Marcello, who I talked to before the game today. Grew up a big Giants fan, which is understandable if you grow up. I think most people who go to school at Sarah High School are Giants fans. Just you grow up on the peninsula, and it's Giants territory. 2 balls, 1 a strike. And the pitch, and Marcello slices this one to right, but on comes Tanner Smith to make the catch. So Marcello went the other way, but Smith, playing shallow in right, able to make the play, and only 1 run allowed here in the 5th inning. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. Halfway done on this Friday afternoon. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 4-2. Yolo leading Boise on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Halfway done, we go on to the bottom of the 5th inning, 4-2, Yolo leading Boise. This is Doug Greenwald. You're listening to the Yolo High Wheelers on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. And the catcher, Edwin De La Cruz, leads it off with the first pitcher, Mike Peterson. He is taken for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. It's De La Cruz. Then the top of the Yolo order for the center fielder, Skinner and Marine. The 0-1 pitch, and that is low ball 1. So the count's of 1 ball and 1 strike. Edwin, a sacrifice bunt, which moved Banks to third and Bates to second in that 4-run 3rd inning. as he swings and flies this one toward right. Jorgensen going back, reaches out, and he makes the catch. Great play there by the right fielder, Tyler Jorgensen. When that ball gets past him, De La Cruz is likely at third, but Jorgensen just kept going back and back and into the overcast out there, reached up and made the play just to the right of the scoreboard in right field. So De La Cruz robbed of what likely would have been extra bases, one out. And now for the third time this afternoon, Yolo will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Braylon Skinner. And he pushes a bunt foul up along third, strike one. 0-1 the count. So 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Yolo. 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Boise. The windup in the 0-1. And Skinner takes, and that is outside ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. Skinner, white pants up to his knees. It's Peterson, who has gray pants up to his knees, deals, and that's outside ball 2. 2-1 the count. I mentioned Peterson out of Pullman, Washington. And I would joke that I don't know, many people actually grow up in Pullman. It's really a college town. Skinner swings, drives one foul down the right field line, strike 2. Well, the count is at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Braylon Skinner. So 2-2 the count. The lineup and the pitch, and Skinner swings, and he flies this one to right. Jorgensen, a little more routine for him there out in the sun, makes the catch, and Skinner is out. 2 out. And now the shortstop, Braylon Marine, will come to the plate. Marine, well, he got the High Wheelers on the board in the third inning with that 2-out, 2-run double, which at the time added a 2-1 Yolo lead. Right now it's 4-2 Yolo. So Marine bats facing Peterson, who got out of Pullman High School in 2017. Pitch to Marine, and that is inside ball 1. Well, the count's at 1 ball and no strikes. With Braden Blackford wetting on deck. As Marine swings here, ground ball deep in the hole, it's short, far to his right, Minder, but no chance to get Marine at first. That'll be an infield single. Minder throwing anyway toward the first baseman, Yonamine, but no chance. As Marine now 2 for 3, adding to his third best average, or the league's third best average at 397. Now it's the third baseman, Braden Blackford, who comes up. That's 5th hit for Yolo. 4-2 Yolo, bottom of the 5th inning. So now Braden Blackford will come to the plate. And the pitch to Blackford, and he fouls onto the plate, strike 1. And the count's at no balls and a strike to Blackford, the 2023 All-Horizon first-team player, All-Horizon League first-team player at Purdue Fort Wayne, as he swings and misses at a breaking ball, strike 2. And the count now at no balls and 2 strikes to Blackford. I've not talked to Blackford about this, but he's the Duke of the family. 6 kids in the family, and he's the oldest, the 0-2. And that swung on and line to first, diving catch by Yonamine on the lip of the grass. Nice play there by the first baseman, Micah Yonamine, robbing Blackford of what would have been his first hit today. So Blackford is out now 0 for 2. And a scoreless 5th inning for Yolo. No runs, no runs on 1 hit. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left. We go to the 6th, 4-2. Yolo out in front over Boise on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Moving to the sixth inning here on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. 4-2, Yolo leading Boise. And Tyler Jorgensen leads it off, facing Brandon McPherson, who's been in from the start. Bottom third of the Boise order. In the first pitch of Jorgensen, breaking ball, swinging a miss, strike one. No balls and a strike. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the High Wheelers. 2-7-0 for the Hawks. Jorgensen, Hughes, and Young Goldberg. Jorgensen is 2 for 2. And the 0-1 pitch, and that's foul to the backstop, strike two. So no balls and 2 strikes from McPherson, whose longest outing this year is 8 innings. He was the first High Wheeler to go as many as 8 innings. That was the win he had here on July 23rd, the last time he pitched here against the Oakland Ballers. Outfield around to the left, and the 0-2 pitch, and that's off the plate, ball one. And the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Yolo. 2-7-0 for Boise. And now McPherson backs off the rubber. Sports a black beard as he peers in at the, I guess, sports a black beard no matter what, but sports a black beard as he peers in at the catcher De La Cruz. The 1-2 pitch, and that is low and in, ball two. And the count now is a 2-2. In other words, he has that black beard no matter what. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Tyler Jorgensen. Mitch Jorgensen had played at Cal State Bakersfield. He's originally from the Phoenix area. Grew up in Gilbert, out in the west or on the eastern side of Phoenix. 2-2 pitch popped up foul right side. And the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes with a 4-2 Yolo lead over Boise, top half of the 6th. So 2-2 the count. And McPherson ready to go, kicks and delivers. And Jorgensen, another foul ball to the backstop. And we'll try it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes from McPherson, who goes back a long way to the Billy Horton connection, or has a long time connection to Billy Horton, is what I'm trying to say. He delivers the 2-2, and Jorgensen swings and flies this one shallow left field. Out goes Marine, and the shortstop backpedaling will be there to make the catch. And Jorgensen is retired for the first time in this game. So 1 down. And now here is Hughes, who comes up, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI infield hit. 4-2 Yolo, top of the 6th. But aside from the fact that McPherson played for Horton last year with Billings, McPherson, his dad Darrell, was a baseball teammate of Billy Horton. As the pitch on the way to Hughes, and that's driven toward left center. Gonzalez a long way to go to his left, but he'll be there to make the catch. A nice play there, running catch going to his left into left center by the left fielder, Jose Gonzalez. 2 down. And now young Goldberg comes up. He is 0 for 1 with a walk and a 4-2 Yolo advantage over Boise. Top of the 6th inning. But Darrell and Billy Horton were teammates back in the mid-90s at Spring Hill University, Division II school in Mobile, Alabama. Played for the Badgers. Swing by young Goldberg. Fly ball. Shallow center, and the sun out there is Skinner. Should be routine. It is, as the center fielder, Braylon Skinner, makes the catch. And McPherson, his first perfect inning since the first. So nothing across after 5.5, 4-2. Yolo leading Boise on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Yolo. 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for Boise. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. And Jose Gonzalez gets the sixth inning going for the High Wheelers. And the pitch to Jose is a strike for Mike Peterson on the outside corner. No balls and a strike, so it's Gonzalez, Figueiredo, and Smith face Peterson. 3-quarter windup in the 0-1 is outside, ball 1. Ball and a strike, so Gonzalez part of that 4-run third inning with a 2-out, 2-run triple. The 1-1 here, and Gonzalez takes, and that's outside, ball 2. So 2 balls and a strike. By the way, it's the 4th triple for Gonzalez this year, which matches Bobby Leday and Tanner Smith for tops on the team. The windup in the 2-1. Low and in, ball 3. 3-1 now. So 4-2 Yolo, bottom half of the sixth inning. Sun now really making its way through the clouds. Pretty much now a full sunny day. The 3-1 up and away, ball 4. Good start for the High Wheelers. So Gonzalez will lead off walk. And now it's the first baseman. And Alejandro Figueiredo, who comes up. He is 0 for 2. He's grounded to second, and he is fly to right. So Gonzalez at first base. 8 steals this year. He's been caught 3 times as Yonamine holds him on. 4-2 Yolo, bottom of the sixth inning. As I said, it turned out to be a sunny Friday. It was the pitch to Figueiredo. Ground ball third base. Glove by Viola. Bobbled it for a moment, so he's only going to have one play. And that's to Yonamine at first. So Gonzalez moves up to second base. Figueiredo now 0 for 3. And I say bobbled. I don't know if that was, even though Figueiredo does not have much speed, I don't know if that was going to be a, quote, right off the bat double play. Usually, you see a ball hit, knee-jerk reaction, say double play, ball hit to wherever. I didn't say that. Just a ground ball to third. And Viola then, like he juggled it for a quick second, which made it academic by then to only get the 1 out at first. Obviously, with the ball hit on the ground, Gonzalez also forced to run anyway. Already had a little bit of a head start towards second. So good news there is Gonzalez is at second. There's only 1 out, and now it's Tanner Smith who bats. 4-2 Yolo, and the pitch to Tanner. And that's a strike called on the outside corner, 0-1. I don't know if you read the game recap yesterday, but Billy Horton said, with us, meaning Yolo, giving Braylon Skinner a day off, they felt that Smith was the next best option as the leadoff hitter, as the 1-0 pitch high, 1-1. Because Tanner's a guy that's got a lot of speed. He's a guy that's got some power. He's got a good eye. Thought that was the next best guy to go to lead off a game, the 1-1. Outside 2-1, and he did not disappoint with 4 singles and a walk in his first game as a leadoff man for Yolo. So 2 balls, 1 strike to count with 1 out. Gonzalez is at second base. Outfield medium depth straight away. 4-2 in favor of the High Wheelers. Bottom 6 in the pitch. Tanner swings, ground ball towards second. To his right, Young Goldberg up with the ball, and his throw to Yonamine at first retires Smith. Gonzalez moves to third, 2 away. So Tanner now 0 for 3. He's hit the ball on the ground 3 times. And here's the second baseman, Kirkland Banks. So after the game, we saw some of the guys were leaving the dugout. I was down the right field line and talking to Rapetti and Mendoza, the pitcher and catcher, yesterday about their great performance. And Braylon Skinner walked by. As the pitch to Banks, big 2-out moment here with a runner at third, takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. And some of the guys were joking with Braylon Skinner that, hey, Braylon, better watch your back. Now we got Tanner Smith leading off with 4 hits and a walk, the 0-1. And Banks is swinging at the foul to the backstop, strike 2. And the count moves now to no balls and 2 strikes, 4-2 Yolo, bottom of the sixth inning, leading Boise. And Braylon smiled. He knows the guys are having some fun with him. Now Banks got that 4-run rally started with a single, a center in the third inning, and then scored on the 2-run double by Marine. Laid at third by Gonzalez in the pitch, and Kirkland lays off a pitch in the dirt outside, ball 1. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to count for Mike Peterson. Again, 9 wins for Peterson. Mentioned that the team high coming in, or league high coming into today, along with that league best 4.3 ERA. The 1-2, and Kirkland swings and taps one toward third near the bag. Viola gets rid of it quickly to Yamamine at first, and Banks is out as his black helmet flies off. That ball was hit right near the third base bag, and Banks has good speed. Viola had to get rid of that ball quickly, and did again to Yonamine at first. Leadoff walk to Gonzalez, gets as far as third. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. Yolo will have a new pitcher as we go to the 7th inning with a score. Yolo 4 and Boise 2 on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. The new pitcher for the Yellow High Wheelers is right-hander Reed Garland as we go to the 7th inning at a 4-2 lead for the hometown High Wheelers over the visiting Hawks. Top of the order for the 4th time for Boise. It's Michael O'Hara who leads it off. And Garland, who, when he last pitched, was a starter, misses low ball one. 1 ball, no strike. So it's O'Hara, Yonamine, and Viola in the top of the order for Boise for the 4th time. O'Hara is 1 for 3, single and a run scored. 4-2 Yolo as we start the back slope of the game, top of the 7th inning. A 1-0 pitch, and that is outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. I guess that's how you determine back slope. Bottom last third of the game is really what I meant to say. I guess you could say the back slope would be after the top of the 5th. But anyway, the bottom 3 innings, here we go. 2 balls, no strikes. Garland deals, and O'Hara takes, and that's a strike on the inside corner, 2-1. Mentioned Garland, the last time he had the baseball was game 2 of the doubleheader last Saturday at Grand Junction. Got a no decision in that ball game. High Wheelers ended up winning it, the 2-1. And O'Hara swings, slams this ball towards second. To his right, Kirkland Banks gets rid of it quickly to Figueiredo at first. And O'Hara is out, 1 away. And that prevents Yonamine from tying the game. Garland, 6'2", 185 pounds. 22 years old, from Rock Hill, South Carolina. And that's right, he should know just about all of these guys. And granted, they should know him because he began the year with the Boise Hawks, was there for about the first 2 months. Now Yonamine, and he takes low ball 1. 1 ball, no strike, so first time that he has faced his former teammates. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Yonamine is 0 for 3. It is 4-2 Yolo, top of the 7th inning. And the 1 ball, no strike pitch. And that's low and in, ball 2, 2-0. So Garland been acquired about a month ago from Boise. This is his 9th game with Yolo and his 7th relief outing with the High Wheelers. 2-1 Yolo record with a 1.17 ERA. Actually, he's 1-1 with Yolo. As the pitch is outside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. So his record with Yolo is actually 1 win and 1 loss. I say that because I did contact Grand Junction. The folks in Grand Junction incorrectly gave Garland a win in that game, game 2 last Saturday, that doubleheader, the 3-0 here to Yonamine, and that is inside, ball 4. And now Viola comes up with a chance to tie the game, although Yolo's going to challenge this.
After review, the pitch is a confirmed ball.
And the pitch is confirmed, ball 4. So Yonamine will go down to first, and a 4-2 Yolo advantage, top of the 7th inning. And now Viola comes up, 1 for 2. I did contact the folks at Grand Junction because they do need to correctly, the game that Garland pitched there, they need to correctly give the win to Andrew LaCour because Garland did not go 5 innings in that game as a starter. You have to go 5 innings to be eligible for the win, regardless if it's a 7-inning doubleheader game or not. So I don't know why they gave the win to Garland. But anyway, LaCour really got the win in that one. So Garland's Yolo record is at 1-1. Now it's Viola, and he takes inside from Garland, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. But Garland, his record this season as a member of the Boise Hawks was 3-2 in 12 games, 7 as a starter with Boise, and a 7.2 ERA there, 7.20 ERA. The 1 win Garland has with Yolo was at Rocky Mountain on July 30th. That was the first game of the Colorado portion of the road trip. Worked long relief there, came in early in the game, worked 2 2/3 shutout innings to got the win. 1 ball, no strikes to count to Viola, who's the possible tying run. And very capable of tying this one up with a team high 24 homers. 1 ball, no strikes. Garland delivers, and Viola takes, and that's down the middle, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, with Yonamine at first, being held on by Figueiredo. 4-2 Yolo, top of the 7th inning. Third baseman Blackford back of the bag, just off the line. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And the kick and the pitch, and Viola is hit with it. I think they might have gotten him in his right hand, and he'll go down to first. So Yonamine to second. Viola, the tying run now to first base. 3rd time he's been on today. And now it's first and second with 1 out. And now the possible go-ahead run comes up, and it's Nick Klemp, former battery mate of Garland with Boise. Of course, still have the double play possibility here. Klemp an RBI single to center in the 5th inning. The runner at second is Yonamine. Viola at first. And the pitch to Klemp. And he swings and he drives one toward right center field. And on the run, far to his left to make the catch is Skinner. And we should see a double play. Throw to first. Good pick there by Figueiredo. And out with a slide is Viola. 8-3 on the fly ball double play. Well, not the fly ball or not the double play possibility that I really thought with a forced double play there. But nonetheless, that ball was hit toward right center, and boy, I saw Yonamine already at third and saw Viola already at second, and once Skinner caught that ball, it was an easy toss back to first, and good pick at first on one hop by Figueiredo. Fly ball, double play, goes 8-3. The center fielder Skinner to the first baseman Figueiredo. Viola is out, and the Hawks are as well. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. Stretch time on this Friday afternoon from Davis, California. The score: Yolo 4 and Boise 2 on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Stretch time from Davis as we go to the bottom of the seventh inning. It is 4-2. Yolo leading Boise. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live. And Ethan Bates leads it off. The first pitcher, Mike Peterson, a big swing and a miss to Bates, strike one. Or by Bates, strike one. No balls, one strike. So it's Bates, De La Cruz, and then the top of the Yolo order for the center fielder, Skinner. The 0-1 pitch, and Bates is swinging and a miss at a breaking ball. Quickly 0-2 now to Bates. So Peterson's still in there. Starting his seventh inning. As the pitch to Bates, ground ball second base to his left. Young Goldberg up with the ball, and he'll throw to Yonamine at first. And Bates is out, one down. Bates was part of that 4-run third inning with a single to left, which was his first pro hit. Now it's Edwin De La Cruz. So then after De La Cruz, the top of the Yolo order for the center fielder and Skinner. De La Cruz is 0 for 1 today with a sacrifice bunt. Peterson out of the windup delivers, and De La Cruz takes a strike on the outside corner. No balls and one strike. So Peterson has worked 6 in the third innings today, but that is not his longest outing of the year. Definitely not. The 1-0 pitch, fastball, swing and a miss, strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. June 20th at home against Idaho Falls. A complete game 4-1 win where he struck out 9, allowed 6 hits and a run, which was earned. The 1-1 here, and that's a sort of a half swing, soft swing, foul ball right side by De La Cruz, 1-2. Peterson only walked 1 in that game. So obviously for him, 9 innings is the most for him. Excuse me. The most for him this year. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. 4-2 Yolo. Bottom of the seventh inning. Peterson out of the windup and the pitch. And that swung on, hit off the glove of Peterson. Ball caroms on the third base side of the mound. And he'll go off the mound, third base side of the grass near the mound. He gets off the mound, picks up the ball, and throws to Yonamine at first. And De La Cruz is out, 2 away. Good play there by Peterson to knock that ball down. Again, the ball carried off his glove just to the grass side of the mound. Third base away, so 2 out. And now for the 4th time this afternoon, Yolo will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Braylon Skinner. He is 0 for 3. The windup and the pitch, and Skinner swings, and he grounds this ball to first, just back of the bag, led by Yonamine, and he'll step on first for the unassisted out. So a perfect 7th inning for Peterson. So 4 of his 7 innings have been perfect today. However, the Hawks still trail. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the 8th, 4-2. Yolo leading Boise on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. When we get back, the High Wheelers will have a new pitcher. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Good one, close one here this afternoon. 4-2, Yolo out in front over Boise. And the UC Davis alum, Andrew LaCour, comes on. Second appearance of this series for the left-hander who grew up in Walnut Creek. 22 years old, and LaCour, 6'2", 190 pounds. And Trevor Minder to lead it off. So 4 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for Yolo. 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Boise. Minder, Marcello, and Jorgensen, 5, 6, 7. And Minder takes inside ball 1, 1-0. So LaCour, the third Yolo pitcher today. The starter, Darryl McPherson. I'm sorry, Darryl's his dad. Brandon McPherson. Sorry, Darryl. Brandon McPherson. Give you his line in a moment. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch, and that's slowing in 2-0. McPherson, 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs both earned. Walked 2, struck out 3, threw 3 wild pitches. And then Reed Garland, the second Yolo pitcher, 1 inning, 1 walk, and a hit batter. LaCour had a perfect inning here the other day, deals, and that's slowing in ball 3. So quickly 3 balls and no strikes. So the count. LaCour, 1 inning, 1 strikeout a couple of days ago. The 3-0 here, and that strike 1 called on the inside corner. And the count's at 3 balls and a strike. Again, the proper stats for LaCour is that he is 1-1. I know it says 0-1 on the stat sheet, but he should be 1-1 after winning game 2 of that doubleheader last Saturday at Grand Junction. The kick in the 3-1, swinging a foul to the backstop, strike 2, 3-2. So 1-1 record for LaCour. 3.68 ERA, 8th appearance as a high wheeler. Already has 11 strikeouts through his first 7 appearances as a professional for the former Aggie. So 3-2 the count. 4-2 Yolo. Top 8 and the payoff. Swung on, chopped towards short, charged by Marine, throws from the grass over to the first baseman Figueredo. And Minder is out. So good job there by LaCour, who fell behind 3-0 on Minder. Gets him to ground out. 1 down. And now it's Marcello, who is 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the High Wheelers. 2 7-0 for the Hawks. Again, these 2 teams will meet 2 more times here. And then we'll have Monday off, and then the 2 teams will face off at Memorial Stadium in Boise starting Tuesday for the first of 6. As the pitch to Marcello is outside ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes from LaCour, who spent 4 years here for UC Davis, totaling 60 games. The kick in the 1-0. And that is inside ball 2. So 2-0 the count to LaCour, who, when he was done pitching this spring for the Aggies, started his path to the brokerage industry. 2 balls, no strikes. And the lefty deals, and Marcello looks low and in ball 3. So back-to-back batters in which LaCour has gone to 3-0. 4-2 Yolo, top of the 8th inning. With Jorgensen on deck. So 3 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. And that's down the middle, strike 1. And the count moves now to 3-1. Marcello taking that one all the way. So 3-1 the count from LaCour, whose father Gary I saw here before the ball game. 3-1 the count. Kicks and delivers, and that's up and in, ball 4, a 1-out walk. So Marcello on base for the second time, and now Jorgensen will be called back, and we're going to see a pinch hitter. And looks like it'll be Marino to pinch hit. So Patrick Marino, who we've seen as a pinch runner and as a outfield replacement. We've also seen him swing the bat yesterday. So Marino will bat. And who knows whether or not he'll stay in the game or whether Jorgensen will re-enter. But Marino to pinch hit for Jorgensen in the top of the 8th inning. So again, Marcello at first, and talked about his ability to steal bases as a team high in that department of 23. And now Marino to a pinch hit. Patrick Marino at 262. He's got some power, 10 homers. He's got 42 runs batted in. So a 4-2 lead for the UC for the I say UC I see the Aggies on there, and I think of LeCure pitching. 4-2 lead for the Yolo High Wheelers. So now Marino bats with Marcelo at first. And the pitch on the way to Marino, and that is high ball one. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes to Marino. So he's not started a game in this series, but we have seen him in obviously off the bench, sporting bright red batting gloves. Patrick Marino. 1 ball, no strikes as LeCour turned throw to first, and Marcelo back safely with a dive with the first baseman Figueiredo there to take the throw. Feel like this should be a World Baseball Classic matchup. You have LeCour, who was born in Japan, facing Marino, who was born in Cuba. 1 ball, no strikes. 4-2 Yolo. Marino the tying run, and he takes high ball 2 from LeCour, and the count now with 2 balls and no strikes. Here at Dobbins Stadium, 3:10 down the lines. 385 to the gaps and 410 to straightaway center with a 10-foot wall all the way around. 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch, and Marino takes, and that's down the middle. Strike 1. 2-1 the count. Middle infield looking to turn 2. Second baseman Banks is shading the bag, so combine that with Figueiredo, the first baseman, holding Marcelo on. That's a big hole on the right side of the diamond. 2 balls and a strike to count. And the pitch, and Marino, a home run cut and miss there. High fastball comes up empty. Had one thing on his mind there. And that moves the count to 2-2 with Tyner Hughes on deck and a 4-2 Yolo lead over Boise. Top of the 8th inning. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Marino waits, and the pitch. Strike 3 called, inside corner. And Marino caught looking, so he goes up to pinch hit, but is caught with the bat on his shoulder. And that's the first strikeout for LeCour. So 2 out, Marcelo holding at first. And now Tyner Hughes comes up, an RBI infield hit in the second. He's 1 for 3. 4-2 Yolo, top of the 8th inning. Some shade in deep right field. But pretty much the rest of the field in the sun. As LeCour delivers, and Hughes takes up an in-ball 1-0 with young Goldberg on deck. And obviously if LeCour gets Hughes, then the inning is over. If not, then the possible go-ahead run would bat in this inning. 4-2 Yolo, top of the 8th inning. And LeCour from the belt. Kicks and comes home, and Hughes a big swing and a miss, strike 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Tyner Hughes, the tying run, who played his college baseball at Cumberland University for the Phoenix. That school is in Tennessee. A 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. Inside ball 2. 2 balls and strike to count. Hughes, who grew up in Tennessee. 2 balls and a strike. 4-2 Yolo, 8th inning, top half. Outfield medium depth straightaway. And the 2 ball, 1 strike pitch. Inside ball 3. So third batter now that LeCour has gone. 3 of the 4 batters he's faced, he's gone to 3 balls. So 3 balls and 1 strike. LeCour signed back on July 30th, right as we started the Colorado portion of the 21-game road trip. We were in Colorado Springs when he was signed. So this has been his first chance at home in a professional setting. 3 balls and a strike. Marcelo at first, and the pitch, and Hughes swings. Lines this one towards center, but Skinner's right there to make the catch. A line drive, but hit right at Braylon Skinner. And LeCour, despite going to 3 balls on 3 of the 4 batters, only allows a walk. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Boise will have a new pitcher when we get back with a score. Yolo 4 and Boise 2 on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. The new pitcher for the Boise Hawks is left-hander Michael Esposito. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is Yolo 4 and Boise 2. Tyler Jorgensen, after he was lifted for the pinch hitter Marino in the top of the inning, Jorgensen comes right back into the game to play right field. And the first pitch here to Braylon Marine was called a strike, but he's going to challenge that. And it's been confirmed as a strike. So it's 0-1. So Marine, Blackford, and Gonzalez 2, 3, and 4. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Yolo. 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for Boise. Final line on Mike Peterson, the Boise starter, 7 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs all earned. Walked 1, struck out 2, hit a batter. The 0-1 to Marine, slapped to shortstop, playing the big bounce Minder. And he will throw to Yamamine at first, and Marine is out, 1 down. So Braylon now 2 for 4 today. He got the High Wheelers on the board with that 2-out, 2-run double in the 3rd inning. High Wheelers have led since. Now it's Blackford. He is 0 for 2, and he has been hit with a pitch. Esposito, 5'10", 190 pounds. Again, he's a left-hander. 24 years old. He's from Long Island. Played his college ball at the University of South Carolina. He's from Port Washington, New York. Now the pitch on the way to Blackford. And Braden is swinging a pop-up foul left side, strike 1. And the count is a no balls and 1 strike. Oh, and 1 the count. Blackford takes outside ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike from Esposito. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count, I should say, to Blackford. Esposito on the windup and the pitch. Braden takes high ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike from Esposito. Third base side of the rubber, kicks and delivers, and Blackford takes very high ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Esposito, just his 7th appearance with the Hawks. No wins, no losses. He's yet to allow a run. And he's yet to allow a hit. He's walked 6 and struck out 7. How about that? As the 3-1 pitch here, outside ball 4. So he's had one extreme or the other. He's either walked guys or he's struck them out. Esposito, who went to the Gunnery High School in Port Washington, New York, now faces Jose Gonzalez. Jose, a 2-run, 2-out triple in the 3rd inning. All 4 runs for Yolo in that 3rd inning came with 2 out. 1 out, 1 on. 4-2 Yolo, bottom of the 8th inning. And the pitch on the way to Gonzalez from Esposito is a strike on the outside corner. And the count's at 0-1. So when we get to the 9th inning, again, we cannot see who's warming up, but I think safe bet it will either be Ty Buckner or Connor Langrell. The 0-1 here. And that's outside ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1-1 the count to Gonzalez. Blackford at first, and the pitch. Jose, a fastball, swinging a miss, strike 2. And the count moves now to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Esposito does have some time in the professional ranks as he deals, and that's outside 2-2. Last year, 4 games in the American Association with the Sioux City Explorers, and then last year played with in the United Shore Baseball League. As the 2-2 pitch, low and in, ball 3, 3-2, played for the team in Michigan, the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers out of Utica, Michigan. And then 1 season with the University of South Carolina. 3-2, and the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Gonzalez chases that one out of the zone. And he is out now, 1 for 3. First strikeout for Esposito, 2 down. Blackford holds at first, and now Alejandro Figueredo digs in, and a 4-2 advantage for the Yolo High Wheelers. So now it's Figueredo who comes up. But yeah, I think either it's going to be Buckner or Langrell. I'm going to guess Buckner because we've not seen Buckner in this series. Figueredo, he's 0 for 3. Obviously, the High Wheelers would like another run right here, up 4-2. And the pitch to Figueredo's a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Blackford at first base. 4 steals this year. He's not been caught as Yonamine holds him on. There goes Blackford. Pitch to Figueredo, low inside, through to second base. And that skips through into center field. Blackford gets up and he is on his way to third. Throwing error on the catcher Klimp. So stolen base from Blackford's is 5th. Throwing error on the catcher Klimp as the center fielder Marcelo backs that one up. So now a runner at third with 2 out. Meanwhile, the count to Figueredo's at a ball and a strike and a 4-2 lead for Yolo over Boise, bottom of the 8th inning. With Tanner Smith on deck in the 1-1, and that's very high. Good catch there by Klimp to keep that around home plate. 2-1. High Wheelers 4 runs in the third, and that's been it for them today. But at the moment, enough to hold up. The kick on the 2-1. Swing and a foul to the backstop. Strike 2 by Figueredo. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to count with 2 out. Blackford, the runner at third. And the 2-2 pitch. Very high to Figueredo, ball 3. And the count moves now to 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. High Wheelers 4, Hawks 2. Bottom 8 in the payoff. Figueredo a foul to the backstop. We'll try it again at 3-2. Figueredo did not play yesterday. So Bobby Leday, David Glancy, Angel Mendoza, all with days off today for the High Wheelers. The kick on the 3-2, another pop-up foul right side. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Leday, of course, who we see just about every day at second base, but as Billy Horton explained to me that late in the year he's giving Leday more opportunities either to DH, sort of to get a half day off, or in a case like today, a full day off. 3-2 the count. Blackford at third, and the payoff. And that's up and in, ball 4. So Figueredo walks. Second walk allowed by Esposito. Runners at the corners now with 2 out. 4-2 Yolo, bottom of the 8th inning, leading Boise.
Number 31, Tanner.
And now Tanner Smith, who had 4 hits and a walk yesterday. Well, he'd like to get 1 hit right now. That would more than likely get a run in. He is 0 for 3. And the pitching coach, Travis Blackley, with a slow walk out to the mound to talk to Esposito. I guess that's who he's going to talk to. Usually when the pitching coach comes out, he has a discussion with the pitcher. I think what we got to do, and I proposed this when, being that Travis Blackley is here this week, who was from Melbourne, Australia, I do think we ought to play the Australian anthem, along with the U.S. anthem, obviously. But I think with Travis here doing it, it's kind of a surprise for Travis to, maybe when he comes to the mound, when he walks out to the mound, instead of before the game, he can walk out, comes out to the mound. We got the Australian anthem all queued up for him. Maybe that would work better. As I think that would be. I know, knowing Travis, he knows who would be behind it. He'd look up at me probably. But it's always fun to see Travis. I said I've known him a long time, and looks like there's going to be a pinch runner. Figueredo is going to be lifted. We're going to see Travis Holt go into pinch run. I'm going to assume that Figueredo will come back in to play first base in the top of the 9th. So Travis Holt will pinch run at first for Figueredo. 4-2 Yolo, bottom of the 8th inning. So Blackford's at third. Holt is at first. And the pitch to Tanner Smith from Esposito. And that's a strike called on the outside corner. No balls and a strike. Holt is 0 for 1 in steal tries as a Yolo player. 0-1 the count. And the pitch. And Smith is swinging a miss, high fastball, strike 2. So the count moves now to no balls and 2 strikes. That's a big run at third right there for the High Wheelers. I'm sure would love another run here. The 0-2 pitch, hold goes, and Smith swings and misses. Foul tips that one into the glove of the catcher. And Klimt strike 3, and Smith is out. So 4 hits yesterday, but 0 for 4 today. Second strikeout, and he's scoreless 8th for Esposito. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 2 left. We go to the 9th inning. It's going to be Ty Buckner on to try and close this one for Yolo when we get back with the score. Again, last chance for Boise. Yolo 4 and Boise 2 on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Last chance for Boise as we go to the top of the 9th inning. It is 4-2 Yolo, and Ty Buckner, who has 9 saves, second most in the league. The Pioneer League comes on to try and add to that. Andrew LaCour today for Yolo, 1 inning, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Alejandro Figueiredo comes right back into a play, first base, after he was lifted for the pinch runner in Holt. So 4 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for Yolo, 2-7-1 for Boise. And Max Young-Goldberg to lead it off against Ty Buckner. Young-Goldberg 0 for 2 with a walk, and he takes outside ball 1-0. So it'll be Young-Goldberg, and then the top of the Boise order for the left fielder O'Hara, and then Yona Mine. So 9-1-2 to face the St. Louis native and Buckner in first appearance of this series for Ty. The 1-0 pitch. And Young-Goldberg goes around to the high fastball, 1-1. Buckner, 25 years old, 6'1", 190 pounds. And in his last 2 decisions has a win and save respectively. The 1-1 down the middle, strike 2, and the count's at a ball and 2 strikes. So Buckner, 1 win, 1 loss, 4.15 ERA, 26th appearance all out of the bullpen. The 1-2 pitch outside ball 2. So 2-2. Mentioned he's got 9 saves, second most in the Pioneer League. Dutch Landis of Northern Colorado leads the league in that department with 11. 4-2 Yolo, top of the 9th. Outfield around to the left and the pitch, and Young-Goldberg swing and a miss. Foul tipped into the glove of the catcher, De La Cruz, strike 3. And he is out, 1 down, first strikeout for Buckner. Second time Young-Goldberg has struck out, and now for the 5th time this afternoon. Boise will go to the top of its order for the left fielder, Michael O'Hara. Well, if the High Wheelers can win this game, they will then go into a first-place tie for first with Boise. Yolo trying for 7 straight wins, and if they can get that, it would be the 7th straight loss for Boise. The 0-1 pitch from Buckner down the middle, strike 1-0-1. So Yolo, a week ago at this time, was 7 games back of Boise, and if they can win today, As I said, they'll tie Boise for the best second half record. The 0-1, and that's outside 1-1. Boise in the second half 21-12. Yolo in the second half 20-13. And of course, you have Oakland right there in the mix as well. Oakland coming into today at 20-13 in the second half. The 1-1 low ball 2. 2-1 from Buckner. Now, obviously, if O'Hara reaches, then you have the powerful Yonamine waiting on deck. So very important that Buckner can get O'Hara. A couple of guys who might have faced each other in college in 2023 when Buckner was at Gonzaga and O'Hara at Santa Clara. The kick in the 2-1, and that's popped up. Back of the plate, the catcher De La Cruz near the screen, and the ball will land in the seats. Strike 2. And the count's at 2 balls and 2 strikes with a 4-2 Yolo lead over Boise. Top of the 9th. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Still a ton of daylight splashing on the field right now. Ton of sun, that is. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Outfield well around to the left of the pitch, and O'Hara swings and a squibber foul up along third. Right into the hands of the Boise third base coach and manager, Gary Van Tol, who, like Ty Buckner, played college baseball at Gonzaga. I guess that's redundant to say college baseball at Gonzaga, but played baseball at Gonzaga. Well, of course, Buckner, that was more of a graduate year for him at Gonzaga. His undergrad time was at Missouri State University in Springfield. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. And the pitch to O'Hara. Swing and a miss, strike 3, pitch in the dirt. The catcher De La Cruz comes up with the ball and throws to Figueiredo at first, and O'Hara is out. Strikeout, put out goes 2-3. Second strikeout for Buckner. And now, of course, nothing Yonamine can do to tie this game as he bats, as Boise is down to its last out. Yonamine is 0 for 3 with a walk. Again, Yolo has won 6 in a row, 9 out of 10. And Boise has dropped 6 straight. As I said, Yolo could go into a first-place tie with a win today as Yonamine swings. Flies this one to right. Smith to his left in the shade. The right fielder's got it. The ball game is over. And the Yolo High Wheelers are now tied for first place with the Boise Hawks as they win this one by a count of 4-2, 7 straight wins for the Yolo High Wheelers. Ty Buckner, his 10th save of the year, and a 1-2-3 ninth inning as the High Wheelers bench first base side, the dugout and the bullpen down the right field line come out to shake hands around the mound. So Buckner, back-to-back outings for him with a save, and again his 10th this season. Boise in the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Final score here this afternoon, it was Yolo 4 and Boise 2. I will be back with the final totals in a moment. Final score here this afternoon, the Yolo High Wheelers 4 and the Boise Hawks 2. 7 straight wins for the High Wheelers, who remain at 9 wins out of their last 10 games, and now are in a first-place tie with the Boise Hawks in the second half Pioneer playoff race. Here are the final totals first for the Yolo High Wheelers. Now overall 44-36 and 21-13 in the second half. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 5 left. The Boise Hawks, who've now dropped 7 straight, go to 46-36 overall and 21-13 in the second half. 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and 9 left. The winning pitcher for the Yolo High Wheelers is Brandon McPherson, now 5-1. Ty Buckner, his team best 10th save for Yolo. And the loss to the Boise Hawks starter Mike Peterson, and he is now 9-7. 2 hours and 22 minutes this one took. And again, by league or team rule, we do not announce attendance. So after the 11-0 win, complete game shutout yesterday by Cameron Rapetti, today it was Brandon McPherson for Yolo, and for Boise, right-hander Mike Peterson, the league leader in wins with 9, and a league-best ERA at 4.30. After Boise scored a run in the second, Yolo got busy in the bottom of the third. Second baseman Kirkland Banks singled to center. That was the first hit and base runner for Yolo today. It came in the bottom of the third. The designated hitter, Ethan Bates, who we normally see pitch, but the two-way player, a single to left, ground ball single, his first pro hit. That moved Banks to second after catcher Edwin De La Cruz sacrificed the runners. 2 batters later, with 2 out, shortstop Braylon Marine, what turned out to be the game-deciding hit, a 2-run double to right center to make it 2-1 Yolo. After third baseman Braden Blackford was hit with a pitch, Jose Gonzalez a 2-run triple. So the High Wheelers a 4-run third inning. RBIs, by the way, for Braylon Marine, now with 63, and for Jose Gonzalez, a team high, now 72. He had been tied at 70 RBIs with Bobby Leday earlier. But anyway, the High Wheelers, the 4 runs in the third, who would have thought that was all they would get, but that was all they needed as it turned out. Boise did score a run in the 5th, but Brandon McPherson certainly enough to keep the High Wheelers keep the Boise Hawks in check. 6 innings for McPherson, 7 hits, 2 runs all earned. Both earned 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 3 wild pitches. Boise had a chance in the 7th inning, but flied into a double play. A chance in the 8th, left a man on, and then Ty Buckner came on to the 9th, and a 1-2-3 inning with a pair of strikeouts. After McPherson, Reed Garland, 1 inning, 1 walk, and a hit batter against his former teammates. Andrew LaCour, the UC Davis alum, 1 inning, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and Ty Buckner, a perfect 9th with 2 strikeouts. Mike Peterson today for Boise, 7 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs all earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and a hit batter. And Brian Esposito for the Michael Esposito for the Boise Hawks pitched the 8th inning, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Braylon Marine, 2 more hits for him, so he will likely add to that 397 team best average. Braden Blackford reached base on a hit by pitch, a walk, a run scored, and a stolen base. Left fielder Jose Gonzalez, a 2-run triple and a walk. Kirkland Banks, a single and a run scored. Ethan Bates, a single and a run scored. De La Cruz, a big sacrifice in that 3rd inning. And Yolo wins it 4-2. McPherson, the Yolo winner, 5-1. Buckner, his team high 10th. High Wheelers save, and Peterson, the Boise Hawk, lost 9-7. And again, 2 hours and 22 minutes this one took. And again, we do not announce the attendance here. So Yolo wins it, 7 in a row now for the High Wheelers, tied for first with the Boise Hawks in the second half standings. Each team 21-13. Oakland will be at Northern Colorado later. So Oakland, if Oakland wins tonight, there'll be a 3-way tie for first place. And again, both these teams, or all 3 of these teams, fighting for 2 spots in the Pioneer League second half playoff push. With now for Yolo 14 games left, so it should be exciting last few weeks. Final score today: Yolo 4, Boise 2. Our next game tomorrow, 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. We will start the YouTube Live and the Flow Sports feed. For Boise, it'll be right-hander Braden Spears, who gets the baseball at 5-1 and a 3.19 ERA. And for Yolo, left-hander Brandon Mitchell at 4-1 with a 7.67 earned run average. Great job, as always, by everybody. Michael Sapel, our producer and director, and everyone here. Final score again today as Yolo makes it 7 straight wins, a 9 out of 10. Yolo